According to the official account, these men got on board 3 tube trains carrying homemade explosives in rucksacks and blew themselves up, killing 39 innocent people and injuring many more. The next key contention of the conspiracy theory is that the bombs were actually planted underneath the carriages by government agents. Bruce Late is a survivor of the attacks who thought he saw evidence of a bomb underneath the train. On the morning of 7/7, Bruce was on his way to a ballroom dancing audition. At Liverpool Street, he got on a Circle Line train heading towards Aldgate.
I just got on the train, sat down, reading the newspaper about us getting the Olympics in 2012, and I had quite a good feeling about everything. Sitting on the train, going to my audition. Must have been not much longer than 30 seconds. All of a sudden, it didn't feel like I was on the train anymore. Something was very, very different. It was very strange. I had this very heavy feel to it, this very heavy kind of not of this world feel to it.
According to the official account, Shehzad Tanweer had detonated a bomb, killing himself and 7 others. In the aftermath, something caught Bruce's eye.
As I was getting off the train, I noticed that there was a hole, and the hole was as if there was a bomb or the explosion had burst up through the floor of the train, and that was just about there.
Bruce doesn't know whether he actually saw evidence the bomb was underneath the carriage, and not in Tanweer's rucksack, as the authorities said.
And the hole was as if there was a bomb or the explosion had burst up through the floor of the train, and that was just about there.
Bruce doesn't know whether he actually saw evidence the bomb was underneath the carriage, and not in Tanweer's rucksack, as the authorities said. Across London, at Edgware Road Underground Station, there were other suggestions from survivors of a hole underneath the carriage. At 8:50, a Circle Line train had been devastated by an explosion just outside the station. Some of those on board were telling a Guardian journalist of how the explosion came from beneath the train.
Where we believe there was an explosion this morning under the carriage of a train, and some passengers described how the tiles, the covers on the floor of the train suddenly flew up, raised up, and...
Nearly 2.5 years after 7/7, Bruce got a mysterious package in the post.
Why do you think you were sent the DVD?
To open up a can of worms in my mind.
It was a copy of the internet film 7/7 Ripple Effect.
I don't really know who it was sent by, but there was some foreign-sounding name in the credits at the end of this DVD.
A message from Muad'Dib about the 7th of July 2000. Look at the facts.
7/7 Ripple Effect draws on one interview Bruce gave a few days after the attacks, where he mentioned a hole in the carriage floor. It was published in his local paper, but it wasn't missed by Muad'Dib.
Pre-planted explosives. Witnesses of the tube train explosions state that the floors of the train blew upwards from underneath, not downwards, as would be the case with explosives inside the train.
7/7 Ripple Effect claims the 4 men blamed for the bombings were patsies. They were tricked into travelling to London with rucksacks on 7/7. They were caught on CCTV to incriminate them. The video claims the authorities then set off pre-planted explosives on the tubes and bus and framed the 4 men.
That's when I started asking the questions. What did happen? If what the ripple effect says is true, then we should know about it, and it should be looked into in a massive way, because, like I say, it basically is saying that somebody is to blame other than those suicide bombers. Who is it?
The internet is alive with allegations that on 9/11 3 huge skyscrapers were destroyed by controlled demolition, and that it was an inside job. Now similar allegations are being made about 7/7, that it too involved controlled demolition by government agents. At 9:47 in Tavistock Square, a number 30 bus was torn to pieces by an explosion. According to the official account, Hazib Hussain had detonated a bomb on board, killing himself and 13 other people. But if that's true, why was there a controlled demolition van next to the bus? This is that van. The company Kingstar specializes in controlled demolition. So what was the van really doing next to the blown-up bus? On 7/7, its driver was on his way from Kent to a job in Camden Town. His route took him through Tavistock Square.
When the explosion happened, the back of the doors got caved in and the roof was dented through, for whatever reason, I'm not sure, but something hit the top of the roof.
To skeptics, the presence of controlled demolition specialists at the scene of a suspicious explosion cannot be a coincidence.
Yes, it says controlled demolition on the side of the van. We do controlled demolition, but in our own way. Not with explosives, with diamond-tipped bits. A diamond drilling firm wouldn't be able to get a licence for you to use explosives.
Does your company have any explosives expertise?
No, none at all. None at all.
But why did the bus have the words "outright terror, bold and brilliant" on its side?
Please think about the sick minds of the people who planned the attacks.
In reality, the words were part of an advert for a film called The Descent. The devastated number 30 bus was just one of 890 buses carrying the poster in London that day. None of this explains why this man, Richard Jones, who had explosives experience, got off the bus a few seconds before it exploded.
It was deafening. We were all sort of thrown to the ground with the force. And there was screaming all about. All you could see was the 30 on the back of the bus. And a huge column of vertical white smoke going up into the air.
To 7/7 ripple effect, it's credible Richard might have left the bomb behind when he got off.
He says that he and 11 other people got off the bus just before it exploded. Were the 12 of them a team to cover up what Richard Jones was doing as he planted a bomb?
The most serious allegation made by conspiracy theorists is that you actually planted the bomb on the bus and left just before it exploded.
Pass. I don't have an answer for that because I think it's so ridiculous. Anybody who knows me, you know, would not associate me with anything like that.
But what about his explosives experience?
Yes, I did work in an explosives factory. I served my apprenticeship there for 5 years from 1960 to 65 as an electrician. Yes, I've walked past places where they're making nitroglycerine, cordite, black powder, but I'm not a chemist. I don't understand chemistry. I come up here 3 or 4 times a year just to relive and retrace my steps, pay my respects to the people on the memorial up the road, and reflect on how lucky I am.